Alright guys, it is just before 5 AM in the morning and we are on our way to Great Barrier. Still very dark, so can't really see much. It's only about 10 knots, 10 or 11 knots, dead downwind. So we're going good, so we're going to be there in about 8 hours hopefully. So just coming up to the Tirri Channel, going to flick it through there and then it should be a straight line all the way to Great Barrier. I've just come through Tirri Channel. Tirri's just here, heading for Great Barrier Island. Very excited to be getting over there. Just cruising along at about 3 or 4 knots. There's not much wind. We're pretty much dead downwind, so got the head sail out with the pole out. So gonna go have maybe a second coffee of the day and some breakfast, see what I can find. Alright, it is 8 AM, so we've been underway for 3.5 hours maybe. Still going along pretty slow. Sometimes we're getting up to 5 knots, but usually around 3 to 4. So might be a little bit of a longer trip than I thought, but that's all good. A little bit of a swell's come in, so we're still rocking and rolling. Have to keep putting the pole from one side to the other because the wind keeps shifting around a little bit, so the boom wants to go on the other side and the main wants to flick to the other side, so then pole out the other side. No shortage of fun and games, but it's bloody beautiful. This is so good. It's so good to be able to see Tirri and Whangaparoa just going off into the distance, and Great Barrier just keeps getting bigger and bigger on the horizon. This is good. I like it. I like it a lot. Just had a really good sleep, just was so shattered yesterday after the early start. So had a bit of an early night, went to sleep early and have slept for like 10 hours, which is feeling great. And just woken up and she's looking pretty good. So now it's time to go for a little bit of an explore. So this is Smokehouse Bay, which is a bit of an oasis for boaties at Great Barrier Island. There are a number of facilities ashore, including a barbecue area, a fire pit, smokers for any fish that have been caught, and a legendary pizza oven. There are even a couple of tracks that lead up from Smokehouse Bay, which were interesting to go and have a little bit of an explore around. So last night had a beautiful night sitting in at Smokehouse Bay, sitting around the fire, having a few drinks with other cruisers. They also made a bunch of pizzas. There's a pizza oven there, so other people made pizzas and kindly gave me some of those, so that was really good. Also, we had a commercial fishing boat come in that was working on the mussel farm, so they brought a sack full of fresh mussels that everybody could tuck into. Today is time for adventure, so we're moving on. We're going to go across to the other side of the harbour where there's some access to some walking tracks, so quite keen to get over there and do a bit of exploring. There is a track that goes up to the top of Mount Hobson which I'm keen to get amongst, so I might just go for a little explore this afternoon and then leave that big one for tomorrow, but we'll see what it's like when we get over there. Okay team, so we've got today's mission. It is to climb a mountain. I've spotted a mountain on the ridgeline. I've had a look and there's no track to it. So there's a track that goes sort of nearby but not close to it. So gonna have to do a bit of bush bashing, but this is where we want to go. So gonna try and get up to the top of there, see how we go. So, the peak I want to get to, it's looking like it's going to be a bit harder than I thought. I thought the bush would be quite thin, but unfortunately it's not. So I've got to get way up over there and go through this stuff, which might be more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Onwards and upwards. So I think we're pretty much at the point where we have to go off-road. I'm just trying to find a good spot. It doesn't seem to be any. Oh. Let's give it a go. Pretty hard going. My knees are cut up. I thought it would be a bit of a more mature forest that you could just walk through underneath the trees, but it's just all scrub that you've got to bash through, which is a pain. Got to go down into a valley and then back up that, so I try and keep going, but it's way harder than I thought it was going to be, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get there. Okay, I've got to go along this precarious little ridge here and try and not fall down either side, which looks like just straight down cliffs, and then hopefully hit the ridge just over here. Otherwise I'll have to backtrack. Don't know about this. I can see where I need to go, but it looks like there's just a cliff and it's quite hard to see what you're stepping on because it's all just got like this grass that's growing over it, so you don't know if there's anything underneath it. When you step on it and your shoe keeps going, you worry. Straight down. Oh shit. Check this out. Oh. Well, this is exactly where I wanted to go. So I thought that I would improve the place a little bit and picked up the little trig station. And it turns out that I'm not the first person to ever come up here. Seems like it used to be the thing to do was to carve your name into the side of the trig station. See here that Mr. Will Esquire, he must have been quite the esteemed gentleman, was here in 89, 94, 96 and 97. I wonder what Will's up to now. Just going to claim it, going to say that I was the first person to be here in 20 years. Alright, time to get going down. I think going down is going to be much harder to get through the bush because it's downhill. Slightly easier coming uphill when you're bush bashing, but we'll give it a go. Today's a big hiking day. So yesterday we had the little test going off-road, bit of bush bashing up to the top of a nearby hill. Today is the day that we're going to climb up to the top of Mount Hobson. Mount Hobson is the highest point on Great Barrier Island. Apparently it's about 5.6 kilometre walk up there. I'm assuming it's pretty steep because they estimate that it takes about three and a half hours to get up there. So it's going to be a pretty tough one, but I'm really keen to go check it out. So let's go and see what's happening. 3.5 hours, I reckon. Let's see how we go. I don't think it's going to take that long. 5.6 k's. Can't possibly take that long, can it? So it's 10:30. Hopefully I can get there. I don't know, 12 maybe. So I'm excited to see how far I can run up this thing. Not going too quick, but so far it's been all flat, so it's pretty easy. But we'll see how we go. Okay, so I think I ran for about 2k, 2.5k. It's just too steep, and yeah, I couldn't keep it up. Do not want to fall down there. It's straight down. Just never-ending stairs. It's hot, humid, sweaty. Just hard work. I thought we were nearly there, and then I came across this. Another hour 45. Mate. So these stairs are just kicking my ass. Straight up. Look at this. I continue to explore Great Barrier Island. I do some amazing snorkeling. Continue to explore on land. Snorkel into a cave. And see some more spectacular sunsets. So if you like what you've seen, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to see future videos.